Hey guys, thanks so much for watching our video. I thought of one more tip that I'm going to add to the end of the video, so please watch all the way through or skip forward because it's a pretty crucial tip. Don't miss that one. Also, if you find value in this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're going to keep this going. This is our beginner. We're going to do intermediate. We're going to do advanced, and we hope to see you there through the journey. The lawn care industry has really changed our lives, and we think it can yours as well. So hope to see you in the future and make some money. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, my name's Ryan. I own a local lawn care company in southern Indiana. Hopefully you've stumbled across this video because you're thinking about starting your own lawn care business. I've compiled a list of some things that I learned along the way. I wish I would have known before I started, but hopefully you find them helpful. I'm sure some people are gonna disagree or have different ideas, and I'm open to those. Throw those in the comment section. I can always learn something new. And this is my daughter, my beautiful daughter, Briella. You wanna say hi? Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Can you say hi? No? She's not gonna say hi. Okay, so number one, the first thing I could think of would be find your drive. And that can be anything. Here's part of my drive right here, guys. So if you have a family and maybe you feel like you haven't been reaching your full potential in how you've been providing for them, that can be a huge driving factor. Little Briella here was for me, that's for sure. Some other things that drove me to succeed were naysayers. I would tell people my plans, and I would even inflate them a little bit and tell them things like I'm going to take out True Green, or I'm going to shut down the huge local business. And of course they would scoff or laugh, but I keep that in my back pocket. That's what I like to hear. I want people to tell me that I can't do it. So when I'm having a tough time, I can remember that. Are you ready to get down, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. I love you. All right. So I can remember that, and I can know to myself that, say to myself that I'm not going to let them be right. I'm going to keep going. And that's something that majorly helps me. Number two, do your research. You need to do hours and hours and hours of research before trying to start any business. This is one of the few businesses left, hi baby, left out there that you can start without a degree, that doesn't take a vast amount of knowledge just to get started. And there's countless YouTube videos for you. There's countless Google articles, many podcasts that you can find. So, you found this one, and there's so many more, and people that know a lot more than I do as well. So find your drive, do your research. Number three, get yourself some business cards. A lot of people say that business cards are outdated and you don't really need them anymore. I disagree. I hand business cards to everybody that I do a quote for, or everybody that I talk to about my business. I'll give them some cards. Give them to your friends, your family. Don't just give them one. Give them quite a few. That way they can hand them out if somebody asks them for a referral for a lawn care company or something like that. When I give quotes, I don't care if they go with me or not. When I initially shake their hands and introduce myself, I'm handing them a couple business cards. That way, if they decide to go with someone else, maybe that person drops the ball, does a terrible job, doesn't show up, raises the prices, endless list of things could get that customer to call you back in the future. And that way, hopefully they kept your card and didn't throw it in the trash can, and they've got it on hand for you. So that would lead to number four, advertising. I used a lot of free advertising in the beginning I wanted to go as cheap as possible with as many eyes on my business as possible. Some of the things that I went with were Google, I went with Facebook, and I did a lot of yard signs. You can set yourself up a business page on Google and on Facebook. That way you show up on Google Maps. You'll show up. You'll also show up in the search results on Google. It'll show people your Facebook page. You can boost your posts. There's just so many things you can do. If you do yard signs, make sure you put them in good intersections, and ask your customers in the beginning if you can put a yard sign in their yard. Most of the time they're going to say yes. Don't be afraid of these things. You're trying to grow a business. Ask for permission. A lot of people like to talk about what type of equipment they own. Do they have a Skag, Exmark, Toro mower, Gravely? But that's not really important. So that's number 5, is that your equipment choices aren't that important when you're starting up. I mean, you don't want to go out and buy a $100 zero turn, because you know that's not going to last long at all. But there's nothing wrong with spending a few $100 on a push mower to start out with. You just need to bring money in. So if you're doing this in the very beginning with a push mower, blower, and a trimmer out of the trunk of your car, that's fine. Most of the time when you buy new equipment, if you're going with new equipment, whatever you get's going to be pretty good. You shouldn't usually have a whole lot of problems. Everybody's got a complaint about every brand. I personally use Gravely zero turns, but it doesn't matter. I could have gone with Skag, I could have gone with Exmark. They were a little out of my price point in the beginning, and Gravely fit all my necessary requirements, so I went with them for a little bit of a discount. No matter what equipment you get, just take care of it. It should last quite a while. And yeah, so it's not that important. What's important is getting started and mowing lawns and making money. Number 6 would be carry all the necessary tools to fix problems that you may encounter with your equipment on the road. So keep them in your truck, keep them in your car. Whatever you use in your garage to change a blade or to fix a belt that maybe the belt slipped, change a spark plug, carry a bike pump or a small air compressor, carry jumper cables or a jump box in case truck dies or you get a flat tire. What else? Another thing that I carry that I had to learn was carry a tire plug kit. That way, if you get a flat nail goes through your tire when you're out in the field, you can fix it right there. You can air it up with your $15 bike pump if that's all you have. But the point is you were able to do it right there on site. You didn't have to drive back to your house or your shop to get that fixed. That's a big part out of your day, and you don't really want that to happen. So that would be number 7, invest in your tools that you're going to need as you go. In the beginning, you're not going to have everything, and you're going to encounter some problems that are going to freak you out a little bit, and you don't know how to fix them. Do your research, figure out how to fix it, and go buy the tool. If you can't afford the tool, see if you can rent the tool. There's always a solution to a problem. I had to learn that in the beginning, and my fiance Crystal, she really helped me with that in the beginning. I would freak out over every little thing. I thought it was the end of the world, the sky was falling, we're gonna have to quit, the business is done, etc. She would always come up with ideas to continue moving forward. I don't think I was ever gonna quit, but you know, I would stomp my feet a lot and really get upset over things that weren't that big of a deal. So just invest in your tools as you go. You'll figure out what you need. You don't have to have a $1,000 toolbox with every drawer full. You'll figure out what you need as you go. Ask people, watch the videos, Google it. You can fix almost every problem you're going to encounter. Number 8, do your own maintenance. You're trying to make money, not spend money. It's very easy to sharpen your blades, just be careful. It's easy to change your oil. You love fireworks?
Yeah.
It's July 3rd. People are letting off fireworks. I love fireworks too, Ella. I do. I love them. Maybe we'll see some tomorrow.
Do you love fireworks?
I do love fireworks. Yes. Yes, I do. So, yeah, do your own maintenance. Change spark plugs every season. Adjust your deck height. Change your belts. Sharpen your blades.
Do you love fireworks?
I do. I do. It's really easy. You know, there's tutorials online. You can find it all. Do that. Save some money for yourself. Some of you, one of the roadblocks that you may have is that, say you don't have a garage. You have nowhere to put your equipment that you would like to purchase. Guys, remember, number one, find your drive. You want to get it done or not, go get a storage unit. You know, 60 bucks a month to keep your stuff there, 100 bucks maybe. That's no, you're gonna make a lot more than that. Go get a storage unit. If you don't have a garage and you want to get started and you want to do this, get a storage unit and go. I put number 10, use all your resources, and by this I mean use every resource necessary to fix it. Again, talk to people. Some channels that have helped me along the way: Lawn Care Millionaire, Keith Kelfis, Landscape Business Course helped me a lot. Who's the other guy? I'll think of it later. I can't think of it right now. I'll make another video and give him a shout. There's so many people on YouTube that put out so much great content that's very helpful. Usually you can find your topic on there. So when you have a problem, use every resource you have, get it fixed, move forward. Number 11, speaking of using your resource and listening to podcasts and YouTube videos, do it while you're mowing. I can get noise canceling headphones, or I use earbuds personally. It's not the best thing to use, but I do. I download videos and podcasts on Spotify and YouTube because I've got limited data. We've got like 4 gigs of data. We have Wi-Fi at the house, so I purchase for 10 bucks a month YouTube Red. You get no advertisements on the videos, and you can download hundreds of videos. So I listen to educational things instead of music and nonsense while I'm working, and I listen and learn and work and earn money at the same time. That's been really helpful for me. Number 12, you don't have to know it all. Don't pretend to customers that you know it all. They're not going to believe you. You're going to stutter. You're going to stumble when you're trying to tell them something. You're going to be talking about a particular plant, and they're going to ask you about it, and you're going to say, oh gosh, I can't think of the name right now, blah, blah. Tell them you don't know. You know, tell them you don't know. You're there to cut their grass. That's what you gave them a price for. That's what you're there to do. You never claim to be an expert in the field. You're there to mow their lawn and to do a good job at that. You'll learn as you go, right? Don't worry at all about having to impress everybody in the very beginning. It's just going to make you look like a fool. Don't do it. Don't do it. That brings me to 13. Customers will want add-on services. Yeah, we're making a movie, aren't we? Customers will want add-on services. And some of these services you won't have the equipment for or the knowledge for. Just tell them no. You know, some of those things, the main thing that I found in the beginning was tree trimming or shrub trimming. I didn't have a chainsaw. I didn't have hedge trimmers. I didn't have the ladders to get where I needed to be if they were up high. So just say no. You'll have them ask you for mulch, gutter cleanings, tree trimming, shrub trimming, power washing, paver patios, retaining walls. Remember, you gave them a quote to mow their lawn. you're their lawn maintenance person. And don't be afraid to just say, hey, I don't know how to do that, or I don't have the tools yet. I hope to be able to do it in the future, but right now I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Haul away is another big one. Everybody wants to know if you can pull all their, get all their old tree limbs out of there and their debris. If you don't have the trailer or the capacity to carry that stuff, just tell them you can't do it. Leaf removal. Don't get yourself involved in leaf removal unless you have good blowers and the correct equipment to get the job done. Especially if it's a big yard with a lot of trees, you're going to find yourself up over your ankles in leaves, and you've already quoted a price that was too low. I did that my first year. I just kind of eyeballed a yard and thought, oh yeah, I could probably do this leaf removal for 80 bucks. Not knowing that all the leaves were going to fall within a week. I thought I'd be able to kind of mulch them as I went. Well, all the leaves fell, not even within a week, it was within a few days. And she had about a foot worth of leaves in her half-acre yard. So this $80 job that I promised to do on my first year, it probably should have been an $800 job for the amount of time that I spent on it. Now, if I had the correct equipment at that time, I could have done it quicker and it would have been a couple $100 bucks. But I spent a lot of time on this yard. I got paid 80 bucks for it. Just don't bite off more than you can chew in the beginning. That's really easy to do. Just say no, you can't do it. Accept credit cards. Guys, well, there's many different ways to accept credit cards these days. Square Card Reader is the one that I use personally, but you can also use Yard Book, I believe, has credit card capability now, and I'm sure there's many more. I use Square. It works great for me. It just opens the door for me to accept customers who would like to pay with credit card and don't want to have to mess with checks or cash, and putting a payment under a doormat, etc. And also just makes it easier for you to not have to collect that or worry about whether or not they put it there. I just send a text message after I mow. Well, first of all, I try to get them to let me just run it as we go. As I mow, I want to be able to just run it right away. But I give them the option of a text message saying, hey, is it okay if I run the card? I mowed today. Makes things a lot easier. Square charges a 4% fee, and I just tell the customer that up front. You know, you never have to worry about payment, but the 4% service fee will be attached to your maintenance payment, but it's not much at all, so it's no big deal. Let's see. Watch your pricing. You know, some of these yards that have a whole lot of trimming or hillsides, things that are really tricky, maybe the yard's a little larger than you thought. Watch your pricing in the beginning, because you don't want to screw yourself and be on a lawn for an hour and you're charging the customer 30 bucks. You know, be careful. Maybe in the very beginning, sometimes I said, you know, if I wasn't really sure how long it would take me, I would just say, hey, I'll do it this time for this price, and then we'll get back together after I mow it for the first time, and I'll see if I was close enough. I'm new to this, and I'm just not, I'm not that very, I haven't priced too many yards that are quite like this one. So I don't know how long it's going to take me, and I don't know how difficult it's going to be. So I'll do it for 30 bucks this time, and we'll see if that was right when I'm done. Number 16, keep your routes as tight as you can. In the beginning, you're going to want to go all over the place, and there's nothing wrong with that when it's just you and a truck. Get as much money as you can and as many customers as you can to fill up your schedule. But as you go from year to year, some of those outstretched customers, you'll probably want to either raise the prices way up or you'll want to drop them. Because you'd like to be all in the same neighborhood, preferably if you could. You want them all all of them to be next door neighbors. It just makes things a lot faster for you, and it makes you, gives you the ability to make a lot more money. Number 17 is wear your eye protection, guys. It's pretty important to have your eyesight in this industry. You can't really make money without it. So definitely when you're trimming, wear your safety glasses or your safety goggles. Stuff's gonna hit you in the face constantly. So at least keep your eyes protected. Some other things that I do, I always wear socks, so that way poison I like to wear shorts when I'm mowing and trimming primarily. So I wear socks to cover my ankles and some of my and my feet, so the poison ivy doesn't get down in my shoes or around my ankles. That's definitely the worst place to have it, is on your feet or toes or ankles for me. So I wear socks and wear jeans if you're going to be trimming a lot, because the rocks are going to be hitting your shins and everything else. Watch out for where those rocks are going. Always be aware of what direction you're flinging rocks. Is there glass on that side of you? Is there people over there? Is there a car? Always watch that. Watch your trim and your siding on houses. That's very easy to tear up and have a customer calling you with a complaint. One more thing would be satellites. Watch out for satellites. If you barely bump those, if they move a ½ inch, a technician's got to come out to reposition them because their signal will be out. I know a lot of people disagree with this, and manufacturers say it voids the warranty and it'll tear the motor up faster on your trimmers, but I take my guards off. The reason for that is it takes half the time to get the trimming done. It's so much faster because you can let the string out as far as you want. You're not constantly having to bump it, bump your trimmer. It just makes an easy job of trimming, and it'll help you make a lot more money. Number 20, get a chute blocker for your mower. Once you're at the point where you do have a zero turn, definitely get a chute blocker. They're great. You know, you don't have to reroute your path to have your discharge chute facing away from a house or a car or a person. You could just close your blocker off. And number 21, don't panic when you encounter problems. You're going to run into so many scenarios and situations that you had never even thought of, and immediately you're not going to know the answer, and you may start to freak out. This is common. Most problems are easy to fix. You just don't know how to do it yet. So get back on, you know, your YouTube videos, your Google research. Call somebody else who owns a lawn care company. You can figure out a solution to almost every single problem you're going to encounter. In the beginning, I would freak out, think everything was the end of the world, and you know, even if the solution was to spend a couple $100, you know, I would think it was the end of the business, and it was the wrong mindset to have. And Crystal, my fiance and partner, she actually was really good in those times for me, with brainstorming and helping me come up with ways where we could continue to push forward. And most of the time I just felt silly afterwards because it was such an easy fix. I was just freaking out unnecessarily. But this video could have been 10 hours long. There's so many things when you're a startup, and I'm sure I forgot some really crucial ones. I'll come out with some more videos with things along these lines, different tips. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section or message me. I'll try to get back with you. Guys, I hope you make a bunch of money, and this is a great industry to be in. So thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye. Bonus tip time. Don't be a dummy and quit your job right away. You're going to need the extra income. You're going to need the income during the winter time. It'll just help keep you afloat and help so much with progressing your business, but also keeping your family afloat. Keep the job for as long as it takes. You'll get there. You'll get to the point where you're just overloaded with work and you don't have a choice but to quit the full-time job. But you got to consider, right now it's your bread and butter for your family. You don't want to lose those benefits. Keep the job when you're starting out, and you may have to keep it for a few years. Don't quit the day job in the beginning. Keep it going. You'll get to the point where you know you have no choice, and that's when you quit. All right, thanks so much for watching to the end, guys. Again, please, if you find value in this, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm going to be doing, this is our beginner tips. I'm going to do intermediate. I'm going to do advanced. I'm sure I'm going to think of 1,000 more beginner tips. There's just so many things to cover. And again, just thank you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.